welcoming you all in today's online session of Standard 12 Statistics, chapter number 4, Time Series. Beforehand, I have taught you the method of least square. I hope you are still understood. Still, remember there are three methods: the graphical method, method of least square, and also the moving average method. So, in method of least square, as we have discussed, trend line y cap t equal to a plus bt, in which you got to find the values for b and then values for a. Then you got to find the estimations. Even you have learned that you are now able to solve the values, trend values of each year. Even you can even find the errors. Okay. So now coming to the next method, that is the method of moving average. I'll be explaining you first of all with the help of a small video, with the help of which how to solve the sums you will come to know, and then with the help of my board work I will be solving an illustrative examples. Based on that you got to solve the exercise and all the sums which are given. Okay, thank you. Kindly watch the video. Good morning students, welcoming you all in today's online session, Standard 12 Statistics, chapter number 4, Time Series. Now the next method is moving average method. As you can see the word moving average, we got to make the averages. So there are three tabs basically. One is 3 yearly, one is 4 yearly, or one is 5 yearly. Okay, so there are three ways of solving the moving average sum. So how to solve the sum? See, in the respective sum, okay, you might be given with the years or months or weeks or days. Variables y will be given. Okay, you got to add three numbers. You got to add three numbers. Suppose y1 plus y2 plus y3, you got a1. Then from that a1 you got to deduct y1 and add y4, you will get a2. From this a2 you got to deduct y2, add y5, you got a3. Like this, one number, one previous number you got to subtract, and the next number you got to add back. This way you will find 3 years moving total. Then again you got to make the average. So how will make the average? Okay, 3 years moving average you got to find. So whatever the answer of a1, you got to divide it by 3. By this way you can solve 3 yearly moving average. Understood? Once again, you are given with the variables y1, y2, y3. So you got to write, got to add y1 plus y2 plus y3, where you will write in front of second number. It's an odd number 1, 2 and 3. So in front of second number you got to write y1, the values of y1, y2 and y3. Adding it up you got a1. Then from that a1 you got to subtract the number of y1, then add the number of y4, you got a2. Then from that a2 you got to subtract the number of y2, add the number of y5, you get a3. From that a3 you got to subtract the number of y3, add the number of y6, you get a4. So this way you got to continue, and whatever the answers you are getting of totals, in the next column you got to make the average. So divided by 3, then you got to make. Okay. Then about 4 yearly. As you can say, 4 is an odd number. So odd number don't have a middle number. So if there is no middle number, in that particular cases, you have to leave a line in between each of the values which you are writing. See here, T1, T2, T3, T4, they have left a line in between this, as you can see. So you have got to leave a line in between. Okay. So now, as it is odd number, I have told you 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is no center number. It is an even number, there is no center number. Okay. So where you got to write the values of moving total, 4 yearly moving total. See, y1, y2, y3 and y4, you got to add up these 4 numbers, where you will write in between second and third number. In between, see, you have written in between second and third number, you got to write the numbers. So how? y1 plus the values of y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4, you get the value of a1. Then from that a1, you got to subtract the value of y1 and got to add the value of y5, you will get a2. From that a2, you got to subtract the value of y2, got to add the value of y6, you will get a3. From that a3, you got to subtract the value of y3, got to add the value of y7, you will get a4. From that a4, you got to subtract the value of y4, add y8, you will get a5. From that a5, you got to subtract the value of y5, add y9, you will get a6. From that a6, you subtract y6, add y10, you will get a7. From that a7, you got to subtract y7, add y11, you got a8. This way, you will get the 4 yearly total values. Okay, moving total. Then you got to make the pairwise, because we want in front of particular year we want the values. So now where you will write down, you have find the total of a1, you have find the total of a2, there is a line between that. In that line you got to write a1 plus a2 by the next column. In between that you got to write a1 plus a2 equal to t1. Hope you can see it. a1 plus a2, the values of a1 plus the values of a2, you will get the value of t1. Same way you have to continue. a2 plus a3 t2, a3 plus a4 t3, a4 plus a5 t4, a5 plus a6 t5, a6 plus a7 t6, a7 plus a8 t7. Okay, this is a pairwise total, means the 4 number total plus the 4 number total, means this is the number of 8. Heading you got to write pairwise total. Next column, heading you got to write 4 yearly moving average. But the answer of T1 you got to divide it by 8, because that is the number total summation of 4 plus 4 8. So you got to divide T1 with 8. So you'll get A1. Same way T2 by 8, all the numbers you got to divide it by 8. Okay. Now 5 yearly moving average. It is same as 3 yearly moving average. Once again it's an odd number. Odd number is having a center number as 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got to add 5 numbers. See, y1 plus y2 plus y3 plus y4 plus y5 equal to a1. From that a1 you got to deduct y1, add y6, you will get a2. From that a2 you got to deduct y2, add y7, you will get a3. From that a3 you got to deduct y3, add y8, you got a4. From that a4 you got to deduct y4, add y9, you get a5. From that a5 deduct y5, add y10, add a6. From that a6 deduct y6, add y11, got a7. From that a7 deduct y7, add y12, got a8. This is a 5 yearly moving total. In the next column, you got to make the average, divide the values of moving total divided by 5, you will get the value of a1. So this is the way with the help of which we have to solve the moving averages. It is clarified in the question itself whether you got to find 3 yearly, weekly, monthly, whatever it is given, or 4 yearly, weekly, monthly, or 5 yearly, weekly, monthly. Depend upon that, you got to make the columns and find the answer. These type of questions are basically asked in the board examination for 3 marks. So as you all know, this chapter carries 12 marks. 1 5-mark questions and 1 3-mark questions will be asked. So might be possible from this chapter these type of questions are going to be asked in the examination. It's a very easy one, very simple one. Okay, just you got to make the total properly. Okay, use the calculator properly. Concentration is very much needed in this particular sum. Then only you will be able to solve the sum. Okay, I will be solving the sum on the board. Some sums of exercise 4.3. Look into the sums and then based on that you got to practice the sums. Thank you. Good morning students. I will be explaining you out with an example of moving average sums. First of all, I will explain you out about the 3 yearly moving average. In the questions, there might be years given. Okay, supposedly 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009 and 2010. Next column is given for variables, for death rate, birth rate, population, whatever it might be given. From less to high. Suppose the numbers are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What we want to find? 3 yearly moving average. So 3 yearly total. 3 yearly total. Okay, 3 yearly 1, 2 and 3. 10 plus 20 plus 30 equal to 60. Where you got to write? In front of second line. Okay. Then from this 60, got to subtract 10, got to add 40, 60 minus 10, 50, 50 plus 40, 90. Then from this 90, got to subtract the second number 20, got to add 50, it is 120. From 120, subtract 30, third number, add 60, 150. Then from 150, subtract 40, add 70, 180. From 180, subtract 50, add 80, 210. From 210, subtract 60, add 90, you get 240. From 240, subtract 70, add 100, you got 270. First will have no number, last will have no number. We got 3 yearly moving total. First, these 3 numbers we have added. Then from this number, got to subtract the first one, add the fourth one. Then from the answer, subtract the second number, add the fifth number. We get total. Now we got to find the average. 3 yearly moving average that we got to find. So 60 upon 3, 20, 90 upon 3, 30, 120 upon 3, 40, 150 upon 3, 50, 180 upon 3, 60, 210 upon 3, 70, 240 upon 3, 80 and 270 upon 3, that's 9. This is my 3 yearly moving total. 3 numbers you got to add. 3 numbers you got to add one by one. As you got the first answer from this particular number, got to subtract the first number, add the fourth number. And from the answer, subtract second number, add the fifth number. From the answer, subtract third number, add the sixth number. By these 3 months, you got to make the addition, 3 years addition, and divided by 3. This is my 3 yearly moving average. Then coming to the 5 yearly moving average. Okay. Here we have added 3 numbers. Here we have added 3 numbers. So for 5 yearly moving average, what we have to do? Now it's about 5 yearly moving average. Because both the methods are same. There are 3 numbers were there. Here 5 numbers will be there. Okay. So 5 numbers. 10. Where you have to write resolve number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In between this number. So write 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50 is equal to 150. Okay. Then from this 150 you got to subtract 10, add 60, you got 200. Then this 200 subtract 20, add 70, you got 250. From this 250 subtract 30, add 80, you will get 300. Okay. One number I am subtracting, the other number I am adding. Then second number subtracting, seventh number I am adding. Third number subtracting, eighth number I am adding. From the answer 300, subtract the fourth number, add the ninth number, you get 350. From 350, subtract fifth number, add the 10th number, you get 4. First will not have any answers, last will not have any answers. 5 yearly moving average you got to find. So whatever the answer is, divided by 5. Whatever the answer is, 150 upon 5 is 30. 40, 250 upon 5 is 50. 300 upon 5 is 60. 350 upon 5 is 70. And 400 upon 5 is 5 numbers you got to add first of all. Okay. Then first answer. From the answer, got to subtract the first number, add the sixth number. From the answer, subtract the second number, add the seventh number. From the answer, subtract the third number, add the eighth number. From the answer, subtract the fourth number, add the ninth number. From the answer, subtract the fifth number, add the 10th number. This process will continue as so many years are given. Keep on continuing the process. First you will not have any answers, last you will not have any answers. So this is my 5 yearly moving average. Okay. Then coming to my 4 yearly moving average. So first 4 yearly moving total which we got to find. As the 4 is a even number, the even number don't have the center. So we have got to leave a line between this. Okay? So where we got to write 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40, in between is this one. Without any errors. Okay, giving a line. So 10 plus, I got to 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 is equal to 100. Then here 100 minus 10 plus 50, you will get 140. Then 140 minus 20 plus 60, you will get 180. Then 180 minus 30 plus 70, you will get 220. Then 220 minus 40 plus 80, you will get 260. Then 260 minus 50 plus 90, you will get 300. Then 300 minus 60 plus 100, you will get 340. Last two, not number, first one. Okay, first writing 1, 2, 3, 4 number. I got word in between that. You are leaving the line between all. Okay. As you got the answer first, from this answer you got to separate the first one and add the fifth one. Then from the answer, separate the second one and the sixth one. From the answer, separate the third one and the seventh one. By this way, you will get this. This one 4 yearly, you will total. Then you got to find pairwise. Pairwise total you got to make. Pairwise total. How will you make the pairwise total? Add this number. Okay, 100 plus 140 is equal to 240. See, now we got the year. See here. In front of the year, you got the answer. Okay. Then next 140 plus 180 equal to 320. Then 180 plus 220 equal to 400. Then 220 plus 260 equal to 480. Then 260 plus 300 equal to 560. Then 300 plus 340 is equal to 640. We got pairwise total. This is a total of 4 numbers plus 4 numbers is 8 numbers. Now we got to write 4 yearly moving average. 4 yearly moving average you got to write. But this number got to be divided by 8. Okay. So it is 30. 320 by 8 it is 40. 400 by 8 it is 50. 480 by 8 it is 60. 560 by 8 it is 70. And 640 by 8 it is 8. Okay, first 4 numbers you got to add in between this, in between 2 and 3, got to add the number. Then once again separating the first number, adding the fifth number, make the process. Then pairwise totally got to make whatever the pairwise answer is there, you got to divide it by 8 because this is addition of 4 number plus 4 number. 4 plus 4, 8 number addition is there. Got to mention here 4 yearly moving average, but got to divide it by 8. Okay, hope so you have understood all the sums. All the 3 methods, 3 yearly, 5 yearly and 4 yearly. These type of questions are asked in the board examinations for basically 3 marks. Okay, after this you got to solve the exercise from the sum. Okay, and this is the last part of the sum which we have completed. I will be sending you the sums and everything. Okay, as a homework, complete it. Okay, and if you have any doubts, you can WhatsApp me, even you can call me. Okay, with this I am completing the chapter. Hope so you understand the chapter very well. Thank you.